Park, Texas. Debbie is in Carlsbad, California. That's right out where Mary is. That's San Diego County, isn't it?
I don't know.
Carlsbad. I think Legoland's out there. Go see Mary.
Come hang out.
Debbie, if you're listening, she's in
Mic
San
drop.
Diego. Where are you playing tonight?
Mic Drop Comedy Club. I was actually supposed to be there last night, too, and it got double booked, so I got an email at like 3 p.m., and they're like, hey, you're not on the show tonight. And I was like, oh, good, I'm in California. So I got a hotel and a rental car and everything for tonight. And they're like, yeah, sorry about that. And I was like, okay, can I do like...
Has a double booking ever worked in your favor?
No, where I'm not the one who gets bumped.
That's
never
right.
Happened. No.
So you're twiddling your thumbs last night when you thought you were going to be on stage.
Well, yeah, because I was like, well, I get it. It was a miscommunication. The headliner was bringing their own feature, but the headliners people didn't communicate that to the club. So the club booked me. The headliner shows up with somebody, and they're like, well, now what? You know?
So you were there.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you
they
got the
emailed
email.
me,
You
like,
got the email. Yeah.
in like the afternoon.
Yeah.
So I actually was able to still get stage time. I hit up the Comedy Store in La Jolla. I've played there before, and they've been very complimentary toward me. So I hit up their manager, and they had like a showcase last night, and I did time on that, and it was great. I ran into Cleveland favorite, and I think Alan Cox Show Comedy Tour alumnus Jason Lawhead.
Oh, yeah. Lawhead's great.
Yeah, so he lives out here.
He's got a hot wife.
Yeah, he lives out here in La Jolla, and he does radio and stuff like that. So he was on the show last night.
He does like a
So we
sports
hung
show
out.
or something on the radio, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does a talk sports show, and then he contributes to another one during AM Drive, I think.
Yeah, good
So,
for him.
But yeah, it was a good night last night, and then I'm at Mic Drop tonight with Bobby Kelly, so it's going to be good. And then I head out to L.A. on Sunday.
I've never said this publicly, but on the subject of double booking, it has worked out in Cody's favor. Every day for the last 5 years, I have accidentally double booked the phone screening position here. And each and every day, I've had to tell the other person that I can't use them because Cody has already taken care of it.
I'm top billing.
And so what ended up happening was, and I hope I don't pull the curtain back too far, is that those people who have been double booked every single time, we moved them into our video department. So I had to go back and tell Chani Fingerly, hey, I don't need you to screen phones. Bill needs you back in video. So thank you to Chani Fingerly for being, and all the people who have preceded him or her in the video department for being so understanding. But it has gone the other way for Cody, where each and every day, and you'd think I'd get it through my ding-dang dumb old head to not double book that phone screener position, but I just can't seem to figure it out.
I mean, you don't have faith that I'll just be here?
It's not a faith issue. I'm just, I don't know. Hey, Nick is in Boulder, Colorado. What's going on, Nick?
Alan, hey. Well, first off, I wanted to say, Shiny Fingerly, horrible phone screener. Poundcake, way better.
Yeah, I think
that's
so
not
too.
his job. He doesn't do. He's a video guy.
Never got the chance to do it. Oh, so it is a guy. Chani is a guy.
Yeah.
Yes,
Short for
I talked to
Channel.
him. I mean, he said he was. Anyways, yes, Channel.
Right.
I had to call in to say you guys have been talking about this movie, the Marriage Counselor movie, where somebody gets AIDS.
Well, we refer to it as the Tyler Perry AIDS movie because I don't know the name of it. Poundcake knows.
I think it's
It's
the diary
Confessions
of
a Marriage Counselor.
Okay, this is the one with Kim Kardashian in it.
Yes.
Now, out of curiosity, I have never seen a Tyler Perry movie before, but I may binge all of them now. This thing is possibly one of the most offensive and bananas movies I've ever seen in my life. I'm not going to go too deep into it, but
go.
This woman, yeah? Okay. Well, first off, mistake number one this woman makes, she marries a guy out of high school, and then they're having marriage problems. Right? Okay. Couldn't see that coming. But she ends up working for some woman who works with Kim Kardashian, and she meets a rich guy. They're starting a marriage counseling app, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
I think it's a matchmaking.
Or a matchmaker app?
They're matchmakers.
Yeah, that's right. And she meets this rich guy who dresses in red. He's the metaphor for the devil.
Yeah.
which is as subtle as a slap in the face.
I was going to say, Poundcake, aren't these Tyler Perry movies, whether Medea's in them or not, aren't all the Tyler Perry movies basically morality plays? They're all like thinly veiled,
Yes, they're all
like
rooted
Jesus
in
movies,
religion.
right? Yeah, okay.
Religion, yeah.
Well, my wife pointed this out. Her husband wears all white all the time.
Yeah.
And the guy who eventually gives her AIDS wears red. And she's the story is just a framing device. She's a marriage counselor who's talking to this couple who are having problems. And she's like, well, this woman strayed from her husband. And she's like, really? What happened? Well, she ended up getting AIDS. Really? And that was the lesson. Her getting AIDS solves their marriage problems at the end.
My favorite part of that movie, and I've never seen it, but I do remember a story at the time because the lion's share of the attention was going to Kim Kardashian because she was hoping this was going to launch her acting career, and it didn't. But my favorite story around that movie was that there was a rumor that Jerry Stiller was going to be one of the supporting characters. Frank Costanza.
That would have been fantastic.
It would have been great.
You got
Kim
AIDS!
Kardashian does nothing.
Serenity now!
Kim Kardashian is just mean the whole movie. She just shows up to be mean. And
I hope that this movie is at least mercifully short.
Well, you know what? I mean, you're engaged enough. It's like a bad fever dream. It's like by the end of the movie, she has to go. Her husband worked at a pharmacy, which is key to the plot, but it isn't. And at the end of the movie, she has to go get her AIDS medication. So she sees her husband and her husband.
I see. So she's got to go to that guy and get
AIDS.
She didn't know where he worked?
No, she could have gone to any other pharmacy. She goes to the pharmacy where her husband hands her the AIDS medication. And there's this like, oh, no. Got AIDS. Goodbye.
That's amazing. I got to watch this movie.
Well, like you said, the subtlety of a sledgehammer, but that's, now I got to watch this movie.
It's a little, I mean, it's not a little. It's very offensive to women because if you leave your husband, even if you're having problems, you will get AIDS.
That's the moral of the story. So there you go, ladies. If you needed Exhibit A, why it's best, guys too, to keep working. They say it's sickness and in health, and this is pretty sick. You got to make sure that you're taking care of your betrothed. Okay, listen, Nick, I got to move on, but I appreciate that encapsulation of what I can only imagine was an Oscar contender at one point, but it just never happened.
I can't believe you guys don't want to watch this movie.
Thank you. There's Nick in
So we
Boulder,
do wanna
Colorado.
watch it.
We should watch it as a
By the way, this is
family.
a film version of a Tyler Perry play. So they performed this live with a different group of people before he goes, I should make this a movie.
I used to watch Tyler Perry's plays on boot all the time. Like it was like a thing in a black household. It was a big deal because it was.
Is that short for bootleg?
Yeah.
No,
sorry.
I just wanted to make sure it wasn't a streaming service.
Boot.
No, I used to watch it
boot.
on boot all the time.
Like Bounce.
And all his plays were rooted in religion. Like it was just like, do right by God and he's going to send you a man to take care of you. He going to have a job. Like that's how they talk and that's how they sing.
It has worked out for Tyler Perry, though. He knows that audience.
Yeah,
it has worked out for him.
He's got the grift going.
God ain't no good gonna come to you for messing with a man like that. He's married. Like that's how he's married. How dare you bring somebody else in your bed?
Heel!
I got to give you some money here. It is $1,000 as promised. 1,000 American to go fund yourself. Listen closely and good luck.
The Buzzard wants you to go fund yourself and score $1,000. Enter the nationwide keyword BILLS at WMMS.com. That's BILLS. Enter it now at WMMS.com. And good luck from Buzzard Radio.
I mentioned before, if you listen to us on the iHeartRadio app, you can leave us messages there. I'll get right to them anytime you send them.
So I might be a little bit behind on what's been going on this year on the show. I do try to listen to the podcast episodes, but I just heard a Poundcake Orange Theory commercial, And does that mean that he's going now, or is this still part of that running joke where that one person thought that he was going, but he wasn't really, but he was talking about it on the show like he was? Or is he actually going to Orange Theory now? Inquiring minds want to know.
Mm-hmm. She wants to know, Poundcake. She's kind of in and out on the show. Hey, you guys were talking about it and giving Poundcake a hard time because you can hear it in her voice, can't you? Her voice, she's going, ha, ha, ha. I know the answer, and he's not going. But guess what?
Well, I'm pleased that she called because, in fact, I am going to Orange Theory.
You are?
I am.
What?
I'm getting up bright and early tomorrow to go to my third class. So I'm still fairly new, but I'm a work in progress. You just wait.
He's already drinking the Kool-Aid, the orange Kool-Aid, isn't he? They're getting, well, because there's a lot of workout places. There's a lot of like buzzwords and phrases that you have to buy into too. So it's like, you're a work in progress and blah, 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 right? So that's got to be part of it.
I mean, they didn't tell me to say that. That's something that I really do feel like I am.
All on his own.
I do feel like I'm a work in progress, and little by little. It's funny because my live reads are literally based off of my experience because I was one of those people that I want to work hard in front of other people, but as soon as everyone turns their head, I'm like, I can't do this. I can't keep doing these squats like this. They don't let me slide. They don't let me slide. They're on me, and honestly, I think they look at me to set the example for the other people. And there are people in that class that are heavy. I'm not going to say bigger, but heavier than I am.
Careful.
Might lose 350 followers.
No, I'm not.
But who's counting?
No,
you psycho.
Not when they hear what I'm about to say. They kick ass in that class. They do far better than me. They know all the types of stretches. Or they do all the exercises well. And then, like, the treadmill and the row, like, I'm the one in there, like, hitting the button, like...
I have a friend who does. I have a friend who does Pilates, and she goes, "Our Pilates instructor is like this Elaine Stritch type. If you remember that woman, right? These old Rockettes who come in like fishnets and a top hat, and they're like, all right, ladies. You know, she's like 80 years old, and she's kicking everyone's ass. She's doing high kicks up to the ceiling. Yeah. And there's all these like moms in this class, and they're like, I can't. And this lady's like, come on, I was a Rockette. You know,
they do not play, and honestly, every class is a different workout. So I think, well, I've only gone to 2, but I believe every different class.
So I guess your days as a guac slut are pretty much going to be coming to an end. Guac slut. Didn't he refer to himself as a guac slut? He loved guacamole so much.
He was a slut for guac.
Oh,
I think.
Poundcake, did you happen to see that they're putting a Chick-fil-A down the street?
Downtown?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see that.
Ground floor of the CSU Student Center.
Oh, am I allowed to go in there?
Why not?
I don't know. It was for students.
Their business is open to the public. I mean,
I don't know.
They got a Starbucks in there. They're putting in a Chick-fil-A.
Oh, yeah. Then
right
yes,
down
I'll
the street,
go.
homie.
Because the only Chick-fil-A I knew of here was like inside of like Rocket Romo Fijo. Almost the whole name. But yeah, I'm stoked. I'll use that. Just like I use Shake Shack whenever I need something quick. And then I won't feel bad about it because I'm actually working it off.
Right.
So I can have my Chick-fil-A milkshake. Oh, heavenly. But I won't hold my breath for that endorsement. But, yeah.
Alan, I run a competing gym, and I would like to offer Bill a sponsorship. My place is called Tangerine Hypothesis. Well, listen.
I'm listening.
Not as good.
It's it's a difference without a distinction without a difference. I don't know.
Tangerine Hypothesis. I can't even say that. I'm not going anywhere where
yes,
I can't
you
pronounce.
can.
Hypothesis.
Try it again.
Hypothesis.
Yeah, you did it. I knew you could.
Poundcake.
See, he's already believing in himself on a number of
so much confidence now.
I know. It's going to be terrible for this show.
Well, the lady called and asked. I didn't say anything.
Understood.
She asked with a question mark and want to be all sassy like I'm not going.
Did you go last night?
No, my class.
It's like every other day, right?
Okay.
I had Monday, I had Wednesday, and then I have Saturday.
I don't know what day of the week it is.
It's okay.
It's been one of those
short week.
weeks.
We were gone Monday. Today's Friday. By the way, did anybody notice or hear that Jay Leno is coming to Playhouse Square in like 2 weeks?
Oh, is he?
I saw that.
It's on the marquee. February 2nd, he's going to do State Theater.
Yeah, we went and saw Beetlejuice the other night, and we saw that Jay Leno was coming, and Brian, we're walking by, my boyfriend Brian looks, he goes, that's not an accurate picture.
No, it's not a current picture.
Right.
Nope.
It's like
I was thinking
his
that exact thing. I'm like,
two-phase era,
he's
right?
using some old headshots for that.
Right.
Right. Boy, I must be the only person who hasn't gone to see Beetlejuice.
Dude,
All I see is people who work here. Did everybody get free tickets or what?
I haven't
No,
gone yet either,
We
though.
bought ours.
Oh, because
and
everybody's posting about going to see Beetlejuice.
It was amazing. It was so good.
Too much singing.
Well, it's
I
a
assume.
musical.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah, I
they
want
do,
that.
you know. But the songs, it's really funny. Like, it's super well written. The acting is great. The songs are really funny, really well done. Like, I have absolutely nothing bad to say about it. When we got there, actually, we were seated in the very center of the row. Like, I bought center stage tickets, halfway back, like the best seats in the house. And there was an open seat on either side of us. And this guy and what is presumably either his mother or grandmother come walking down the aisle. And they go, oh, would you guys mind moving over a seat? The little old lady asked us. And I kind of looked at Brian. I was annoyed because I'm like, I specifically picked these two seats because they're directly in the center. And we're like, yeah, sure, no problem, whatever, because they bought these seats on either side of us, right? So we move over, and then the old lady sits in what was supposed to be my seat. And she goes, oh, look at this, dead center. And I said, yeah, you are now, aren't you? And Brian, like, elbowed me in his
Wow. Getting snippy. That was her version of shut up, you old crone.
Yeah.
I was very annoyed because
Why?
I'm like,
She's an old
yeah.
lady. She can barely see.
But not that she could barely see. She knew exactly what she was doing when she bought those two separate tickets. She was going to buy two worse tickets and make people move. We didn't have to. I understand we didn't have to move. But Brian, like, elbowed me. He's like, please don't start a fight.
With this old lady. She's a patron of the
old woman.
arts. You're just a carpetbagger walking through there.
Nobody gets tickets because of you.
And so it's so funny because as the night progressed, she is yammering. She's talking.
Now
going
that
on and on.
sucks.
Well, and I told Brian was like, we should have made him sit on either side. I was like, no, because then she would have been talking over us.
Yes.
They'd have been trying to talk to each other. Over
Leaning
us.
forward to talk to her friend.
But as it goes on and goes on,
Like being on an airplane.
I call it halftime, intermission, whatever. It turns out the guy she was with, her son or grandson, had seen me perform like 2 weeks prior. And she like asked me to sign her playbook and was like, are you going to be famous one day? I'll always remember that you gave me your seat. She's like, going on.
God.
Yeah,
I got
once
a
you hear
signature.
this story.
Yeah. I got a signature from someone who wasn't in the show.
Yeah,
They were in
I
the
know.
audience.
Too silly, but she was a drunk old mima. She was housing some wine. It was
Did
a
you
good night.
sign your own name or somebody else's name?
No, I signed my name. But what did I say? Something. Oh, I said.
So then did you feel bad that you had been thinking such angry thoughts about her?
No, because I signed her playbook like that. I said, she goes, will you, she said, will you sign? She didn't
She's
tell me
like,
her name.
next time, sit in your own seat.
Well, she
Mary Santora. Here you go, lady.
Something along the lines of, make it out to the girl who took my seat. Like, she said that. And so I wrote, like, to the girl who took my seat, thanks for always being center stage. And I, like, signed my name on it.
There's nothing finer than being in your diner.
Brian's like, you are so petty. Like, this lady's trying to be nice. I was like, whatever, dude. She bought the worst seat and then took my good one.
Worst seat in the house.
Yeah. And it wasn't, no, they were still very good seats, like 2 seats over.
Right.
She's like, look at this. We're right in the middle. I was like, yeah, you now are. You
Oh, hey, look at you.
Interesting.
Isn't that exciting?
Interesting how that worked out.
Wow. So did she hand you like a pen or
Yeah, she handed me her playbook and a pen.
playbook and a pen? She goes, hey, could you sign it like a ballpoint pen?
Like a ballpoint pen out of her purse.
That's why you always got to carry a black Sharpie in your purse.
Yeah, ballpoint
You never
pen.
know when somebody will ask you for your Jane Hancock.
Yeah. It was a great show, though. It was really, really good. If you like the movie at all, I would highly recommend going to see the musical.
Little spoiler alert: Beetlejuice dead the whole time.
That made me laugh.
Oh,
really
so
hard.
not a twist?
When you texted me that, I cracked up. I was like, I get it. I see what he did there.
Because of Jurassic Park.
Yes.
Okay. Alan, Beetlejuice the movie does not hold up. Michael Keaton is basically sexually assaulting women the whole movie.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he's a rake, right? He's, are there those rules in the afterlife? I don't know. I always forget that Alex Baldwin is in that movie, to quote Poundcake. I always forget that Alex Baldwin is in that movie, too. Gina Davis, I remember, the foxy Winona Ryder, and of course,
The
Michael Keaton.
13-year-old Winona Ryder.
I'm sorry?
Wasn't she like 13 in that movie?
She's my age. When did
Not in
Beetlejuice?
the
I thought that was
movie.
early 90s. 1988. She was 17.
Okay.
She was
Yeah.
playing like a 14-year-old. And Moira Rose. What's her name? Catherine.
Oh, Catherine O'Hara, right.
Yeah.
And Jeffrey Jones, who ended up getting accused of things for which he was not guilty.
Oh, I never knew he got the not guilty thing.
He was accused.
9 times.
How many times? He was accused of being a pederast.
9
But he
times.
was not.
Why don't you have that same energy towards Michael Jackson then, or R. Kelly?
What do you mean?
Why do you say accused but not guilty?
Well, but he wasn't. It wasn't litigated.
Okay.
And they found out. Are you implying that R. Kelly was improperly charged of the things
And Michael Jackson.
that she was
both
charged?
in the same-
Right.
Michael Jackson was
I don't care
charged.
what happens in the court of law. When multiple children can identify your balls, you're like the guy with the Google search history of things to kill his wife. So, right. It's like OJ. Found not guilty. Everybody knows he's guilty.
But didn't the police take pictures of Michael Jackson's penis?
Boy, if they were lucky.
Well,
imagine who got that detail. Hey, I'm going to need you to go over and you're drawing a short straw. Are you familiar with the king of pop? Yes. I need you to go snap his balls. Okay. Well, if I have to, I have to. I got to take a break. If you want to text for something, 35192. AlanCoxShow.com. If you want to watch live, that's where you do it. And you can listen wherever on the iHeartRadio app.
The Alan Cox Show.
On 100.7